Smeagol, he was once called, before the ring found him. Before it drove him mad.
A creature alone in the dark, whispering to something that isn't alive, yet somehow owns him. Why didn't he just let it go? That's the question that lingers long after the Lord of the Rings. The return of the king fades to black. Gollum had chances, real chances, to be free. When Frodo Baggins showed him mercy, when the ring slipped from his grasp, even when he stood on the edge of redemption. So, why couldn't he escape it? Was it addiction, a curse, or something far older, something woven into the very nature of the ring itself? Because the truth is far more disturbing than the simple weakness. Gollum didn't just refuse to let go of the ring. By the end, he may not have been able to anymore. And more importantly, did Gollum lose the ring, or did the ring finally finish what it started? Welcome back to Middle-earth Explained. Let's dive in.
It's my birthday, and I want it.
It begins long before Gollum, before the caves, before the whispers. It begins with a hobbit named Smeagol. On the banks of the Anduin, in the quiet light of day, Smeagol is not yet a monster. He laughs, he fishes, he lives a simple life, until the ring is found. And within moments, everything changes. There is no slow corruption, no hesitation. When his friend Déagol pulls the ring from the riverbed, Smeagol doesn't admire it. He needs it, instantly, violently. And when Déagol refuses, Smeagol kills him, not after days, not after influence, immediately. That moment tells us something critical. The ring doesn't just tempt, it recognizes. It finds the smallest crack in the soul and tears it wide open. And in Smeagol, it finds something ready to break. Because unlike others who resisted, even briefly, Smeagol falls in seconds. No internal struggle, no moment of doubt, just desire and action. And from that point on, the ring is no longer just an object in his possession. It becomes the center of his identity. The birth of Gollum isn't a transformation over time. It happens the instant Smeagol chooses the ring, over everything else.
The ring came to the creature Gollum, who took it deep into the tunnels of the Misty Mountains. And there, it consumed him.
But Smeagol's fall is only the beginning, because to understand why he could never escape, we have to understand what the ring really is. This isn't just a powerful object. It is a vessel containing the will of Sauron himself. Forged in the fires of Mount Doom, the One Ring was never meant to be carried. It was meant to control, to dominate the minds of others, and ultimately return to its master. And that changes everything. Because the ring doesn't simply sit in someone's pocket waiting to be used.
I thought I'd lost you, so I took it. Only for safekeeping. Give it to me.
It is constantly working, pulling, influencing, reshaping the thoughts of whoever holds it. It adapts. To some, it offers power. To others, invisibility. But to all, it offers something deeply personal. Something they cannot easily refuse. And for Smeagol, that gift becomes obsession. Not ambition, not conquest, just the overwhelming need to have it, to hold it, to never let it go. Over time, this isn't just influence. It becomes dependence, like a voice that never stops whispering, a presence that never leaves. And the longer someone bears the ring, the less they are able to imagine life without it. That's the trap. Because by the time Gollum retreats into the darkness beneath the Misty Mountains, he doesn't just possess the ring, he has already been claimed by it.
Oh, brother, to be sorry.
And that claim only deepens in the silence of the dark. Beneath the roots of the Misty Mountains, Gollum disappears from the world. No sunlight, no voices, no time, only him and the ring. Years turn into decades, decades into centuries. And in that endless isolation, something even more dangerous begins to happen. The ring is no longer just influencing him. It is replacing everything else. There are no relationships, no memories that matter, no identity beyond precious.
You were not so very different from a hobbit once, were you? Smeagol.
Even his own name, Sméagol, fades into something distant, something painful. And in its place, Gollum is born fully. He talks to himself because there is no one else left. He argues, splits, fractures, because the only connection he has is with the ring, and even that is unstable. This is where dependence becomes absolute, because it's not just that Gollum can't let go of the ring, it's that without it, there is nothing left of him to return to.
You know the way to Mordor.
Yes.
You will lead us to the Black Gate.
And yet, for a brief moment, something unexpected happens. Gollum almost breaks free. When he meets Frodo Baggins, the story changes. Not through force, but through mercy. For the first time in centuries, Gollum is not hunted, feared, or cast aside. He is spared, spoken to, even trusted, and slowly. Smeagol begins to return. You can see it in the way he speaks, the way he hesitates, the way he listens.
Lead the way, Smeagol.
Good Smeagol always helps.
There is a conflict now, two selves pulling in opposite directions. Gollum, and what remains of who he once was. This is the closest he ever comes to freedom, not by losing the ring, but by remembering a life beyond it. But this fragile transformation is built on something incredibly unstable, because the ring is still there, unseen, but always present. And more importantly, so is doubt.
What are you up to? Sneaking off, are we?
Sneaking. That hobbit is always so polite.
When Samwise Gamgee confronts him, harsh, suspicious, unwilling to trust, something shifts. Not instantly, but enough. The balance breaks, and Gollum falls back into himself. Not because Sam is wrong, but because Gollum is too fractured to hold on to redemption under pressure. That's the tragedy. Even at the edge of change, even when given kindness, the damage runs too deep. Because the ring doesn't just corrupt actions, it destroys the ability to believe in anything else.
Clever hobbits can climb so high.
And that brings us back to the fire, to the final moments inside Mount Doom. After everything, after the journey, the suffering, the brief flicker of redemption, Gollum finally holds the ring again. His precious is back in his hands. And for a moment, nothing else matters. Not the danger, not the edge beneath his feet, not even Frodo Baggins. Because this is the truth the story has been building toward all along. Gollum was never escaping this moment. The ring doesn't just control, it consumes. Completely. Even at the very end, when everything hangs in the balance, Gollum doesn't hesitate. He doesn't think. He doesn't choose. He simply is. A creature defined entirely by possession. And that's why he falls. Not as a final act of failure, but as the inevitable conclusion of a life bound to the ring. In the end, Gollum doesn't lose the ring. He follows it, all the way into the fire, where both of them are finally destroyed, together. A life that began by the river ended in fire. From the moment Smeagol reached for the ring, the path was set. Corruption, isolation, and a fleeting chance at redemption that could never quite hold. And in the end, Gollum didn't escape it. He carried it all the way to its destruction. If you like this kind of video, join the channel and leave a like for more content like this. It really helps me out. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you on the next one.
One ring to rule them all.